Aquarius, and welcome back to my channel, Lady in Yellow Tarot. My name is Marcy, and we are doing Mercury retrograde readings. One thing I always see over and over and over is, why is this happening? Like this, the constant collective freak out. Everybody's freaking out. And Aquarius, I see some of you are laughing. You're like, no, not me. I'm fine. Like, we good. The Aquarius collective feels that you guys are good, but I know that some of you secretly hate the retrograde, so I know those are the ones that are tuning in right now. Like, why is the retrograde messing with me? But to make it more, insightful for y'all, we're doing it based on the solar chart. So the solar chart is, how we use the sun, and I make, we look at the houses. So I start seeing the zodiac signs as a collective. So each sign has a house that's going to affect them during this Mercury retrograde. And for those who need a quick lesson on astrology, there are 12 houses. Each house represents, they're in the wheel, and each house represents an area of your life. So for you specifically, Aquarius, during this Mercury retrograde, it is going to be affecting your second house. It is the house of personal income, the house of spending habits, finances, material possessions, real estate, also gifts given and gifts received. So it sounds like it's all about the money for you, Aquarius. It's going to be affecting your money in a shorter nutshell way. Money, and money talks. So I would say stay away from investing in stocks. Don't do it. Don't try to start that now. And certainly, I would definitely keep an eye on your paychecks. Make sure that your bosses are not giving you they're not overpaying you or underpaying you. Wow, the cards are like straight up. We're like, yeah, some of you Aquarius are going to have wonky paychecks. If you just started a job, make sure that it's reflecting your correct salary. All of those things. Like, I'm seeing some hardcore, pay attention to your pay stubs, Aquarius. And also pay attention to your bills and make sure that money is not randomly disappearing from your paycheck from somebody stealing your card information, because I know fraud is a thing now. And also pay attention to the gifts that you're giving and receiving. That if you are buying a gift card for somebody for their birthday, make sure it's actually loaded, because that's what I'm hearing too. Woo, there's a lot of stuff going on there. So, because gift cards are loaded electronically. So it makes sense that maybe the computer glitches and it's like, oh, I gave this friend $100 Sephora gift card and there's no $100 on it. So make sure the money is actually loaded. That's a really big one I'm hearing for you, Aquarius. And also that if you do receive gift cards, that make sure it's loaded too. So if not, you can tell your friend, hey, there's no money in here. That actually happened to me, Aquarius. True story. I was told that the gift card was loaded, and when I went to the restaurant, there was $0 on it. Very, very embarrassing. Okay, so it looks like the cards are ready to talk. Okay. And then they want to shuffle 2 more times. They're so silly, the cards. Sometimes they just talk a lot. Okay, so okay, Aquarius, so let me just kind of get an overall idea of what is going on. The guides are my guides here, and they are talking about that prior to this Mercury retrograde starting, a lot of you were going through a period of rest. Okay, maybe especially since it's affecting your second house, maybe you were trying to budget and not spend as much. Maybe you were kind of withholding and staying at home more than usual, so you wouldn't spend money. There was a lot of energy of I'm not gonna go out because then I don't spend money. I'm feeling a lot of that energy, very homebody. I'm not gonna go out, and if I do go out, it's going to be free events, like a poetry night type of thing. But I'm definitely feeling that really strong, that's kind of what you were up to prior to the Mercury retrograde, is you were just kind of taking it easy with your money, okay? not that you're being protected, but you're just kind of being mindful of it, okay? So first and foremost, the first card is going to be, this is what was happening prior to the retrograde starting. So kind of like during the shadow period, which is like the week before. And it's the 7 of Wands. So you're busy rising above the petty shit. Good on you, Aquarius. You know, all the Aquariuses I know are pretty good about rising above the petty shit. And sometimes you entertain it and you go, why did I even stoop that low? Like, why did I even do that? So here you are like, oh, I'm not going to do the me against the world thing. Not right now. And it could, you know, be happening at work too, because it's personal income. So maybe you are fighting about wages at work or some unfair practices of sort. But I definitely see that you were rising above the petty shit and you're just kind of sticking to the facts. Like, I'm not going to be part of this drama because it's not helping me in any way, right? And then the way you're prepping for this is through the Ace of Swords. You were just like, I'm just going to go do what I do best, which is I'm going to speak up and say the truth and tell people what it is. But I'm going to do that while, you know, rising above the petty shit. I'm going to go through the proper channels to take care of things and say what I need to say, because at the end of the day, this is affecting your income. You know, if you feel like there's some injustices happening where your paycheck is already wonky, or maybe you're not being paid correctly, or there's some just weird shady stuff going on in the background, this is the time that you were clearly already working through this, Aquarius. And I like that, because that means you know what's going on, okay? And then what's going to be happening during retrograde is the 4 of Wands. Earlier I was talking about how you were kind of scaling back, trying not to spend too much money. And then during retrograde, everybody wants to party with you, Aquarius. So how are you going to handle that? You know, that means you have to go and spend. You might find yourself going into the hole with your credit card account, going into more debt, because you can't say no. It's your friend's birthday. Of course you want to hang out with your Pisces friend and or Aquarius. No, well, Aquarius ends on the 16th day, same day as Mercury Retrograde. So these are your Pisces friends. Ooh, Aquarius, your Pisces friends are making you spend money. Oh, interesting, okay? Because that's what's happening during this whole retrograde. It's Pisces season. So it looks like your Pisces friends are like, come on, you know, in that dreamy vibe. It's okay, John Smith, we can go. It's okay. We're not gonna spend a lot of money. It's okay. And the next thing you know, you spend $100. So you're like, how did I spend $100? So, and then you're gonna be mad because you fell for the Pisces dreamy, like, you know, shenanigans. Like, oh, I just wanna, you know, celebrate my friend, you know. So a lot of celebrations that you're being invited to and people convincing you that it's okay, that you have the funds for it. And the next thing you know, you're like, where are my funds? Where did it go, right? Happy hour. And then how to deal with it is through the Ace of Wands. So that's interesting. So it's like all those little sparks going on, right? So this is the initial spark. So I think the best way to deal with all these parties, all these celebrations is say, you know what? I choose one, not all 4 parties, one. If you pick one party over, and then you don't have to, then you'll spend $100 versus $400. So think about it that way, Aquarius. And then from there, the aftermath is the 6 of Wands. Okay, so this is going to happen after the retrograde. You are going to be winning. You're like, yes, I listened to myself. I only went to 1 party instead of 4, and now I'm winning and everything's fine. Okay, so that's good. And then last but not least is the lesson, the outcome, and the Elder of Pentacles. So it looks like as long as you follow this advice of not going to all the social events, then you will be okay financially. You'll be able to manage your finances a lot better through the Elder of Pentacles, which is also the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is a very stable, financially stable energy, and here you are, that is the outcome, being financially stable. It's all about not falling for all that dreamy vibes of like, oh, it's okay, you can party. Look, Aquarius, you're a little popular. Some of you are quite popular, and you're going to be invited to something like every weekend, all the time. Like, not even every weekend, like throughout the day, like, hey, happy hour, like every day. So you really just want to be mindful of how many times you're going to choose to be social. And so you're spending $100 versus the $400, because you might put yourself in a bad financial situation if you're overspending your money. Okay, so, and again, just keep that in mind too, about if you're buying gifts, because that tacks on to the price. is you want to make sure that you're making sure that those gifts are legit and that there's nothing weird, wrong, broken about them, especially the gift, anything that's an electronic gift. You really want to make sure you get the receipts, just kind of have all that backed up in case you have to go back to the retailer and say, hey, this thing is not working, here's my receipt, I want a new one that is not broken, type thing. So that's like the really big advice. Now, for those that may not know, this last day of Mercury retrograde is March 9th, also the same day as the full moon that's under the Virgo energy. So fun. Virgo moon, Virgo full moon. So I'm going to pull a card and see what is going to be illuminated during that time. We have two major energies happening that day. So let's see what is being illuminated for you, Aquarius. Ooh, you're gonna like this, Aquarius. More reason for you to be on top of your money shenanigans, okay? What's going to be illuminated for you is prosperity lies ahead, okay? You already had the King of Pentacles telling you that the outcome is financial stability, and here we go. The moon is telling you the same exact thing, Aquarius. Prosperity is lying ahead for you, Aquarius. So don't fall for all that partying and just be very mindful of your spending, okay? And then last but not least, let's see what. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot of collective energy of a lot of you Aquariuses that are either fighting for a higher wage, or you're fighting, or you already are like disputing, a lot of disputing happening with your wages, and just, you know, like make sure you're keeping an eye on your pay stubs, that nothing is being undersold, or not undersold, underpaid and such. And you know, maybe some of you are starting some new projects, or that, you know, a new business venture. So, you know, it's very promising to hear. And if you are starting a new business venture, kind of keep mindful of the money too. How much money are you spending on the, how much investment are you doing? Also, for that, anybody who's trying to start a business venture, think about how much money you're spending, how much the investment, and that you're not being conned. I'm hearing that too. You know, that you know, if the item is caught, if you're doing a workshop for $150, is that really going to be your best deal? You know, or is it somebody else selling it for, you know, the same workshop for $100? And just, you're going to have to really research things. Okay. So what to reflect on is to live from your heart. Okay. So during this time, while you're sorting through all this stuff, is live from your heart. That's what you want to reflect on, is think about what your heart wants. Does your heart really want to go to all the social events? Does your heart feel like that it's worth disputing things? Is your heart really into it with this new business venture? So think about it that way. Reflect on that, okay? And reflect on, you know, like to what extent are you willing to, you know, how much money you want to invest, you know, what is your heart telling you to do? Okay, well, thank you so much for listening, Aquarius, and I hope that your Mercury retrograde is as kind as possible, and I will see you soon, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay, bye.